They are calling it the BritCard, a compulsory digital ID for every UK adult. On the surface, it sounds harmless, a way to prove who you are, stop fraud, control immigration, but let's not sugarcoat it. Let's cut the bullshit, people. This is digital slavery. Oh my God, British Caucasians, you are now niggers in your own country. Oh, Jesus. Everyone is a 12 years a slave in the UK. Everyone is a fucking digital slave now. People say no to the digital ID. Get the fuck out of here. How is me having a digital ID gonna stop a boat of people coming into the fucking country and none of them can be vetted as they have no form of fucking ID? Internet people, not bloody long ago, everybody in this country and around the world, or let's keep it UK, had to stop indoors. Who remembers lockdown? Who remembers that glorious happy time where we all had to stay indoors? You had to keep your ass indoors and not cough on a bitch. And if you coughed on a bitch, you would die. Not gonna lie, it was a good time at the time. But if you came outside, you would have got fined. If you had a fucking house gathering, you would have got fined. If you came outside and you got too close to a person, you probably would have died. Meanwhile, they're having a fucking party up in Parliament, having a good old party. Who remembers this shit? This should terrify you that the government can have this much bloody control over your lives. They already have too much control. Why do you need more ID when I have my UK birth registration? Have our national insurance number, have my NHS number, my bank account, tax code, passport, and some of us have criminal records. I'm not knocking the criminals, but the government's got enough information on us. I'm born in the fucking UK. I'm a fucking British citizen. I've got my fucking British ID and I contribute to this fucking country because I love fucking Great Britain. But get the fuck out of here with that digital ID. Get out of here. Woo, make me sick, make me sick. Internet people, once your entire life is tied to a government-issued ID on a device, you don't control your freedom. The system does. Shit, what does this mean, people? I'm not a know-it-all. Someone tell me what's going to happen. I want someone to tell me. Slide into the comments. Internet people, do you want to work? Then you got to show your digital slave passport. Internet people, do you want to rent? Then you got to show your digital slave passport. Want to open a bank, internet people? Then you got to show your digital slave passport. You're a nigger now. One glitch, one suspension, one bureaucratic mistake, and you've been locked out of society. That's not convenience, that's control. We are told it's about security, but history shows us how this works. People, I can see this system being exploited internally and externally because if you use your fucking common sense, illegals are getting into the country because there's people in this fucking country forging documentations to get them in. I can't prove this now. I can't prove it. Shit. But I'm not dumb like a pair of tits on Katie Price's chest. Today it's immigration and fraud. Tomorrow it's your medical records, your finances, even your political beliefs. Once the infrastructure exists, it will be used, and I'm sure it's gonna be abused. People, internet people, this is not freedom. This is dependence on a government control past to exist in daily life. It is not progress. It's a step into a digital cage to become a digital slave. I think it's all control, a way to put people in prison for speech or dox others. But ask yourself, do you want your right to live, work, and move freely tied to a system you don't control? Do you want your very identity managed like a login? If the answer is no, then we must reject digital ID now before it becomes the key that locks the door on freedom. Digital ID, get the fuck out of here.